Hey guys, it's Greg and Danny here from Ritual Gaming, and we're doing something kind of new this week. We've decided to do an unboxing of the Imperial Salt. I just got this recently, and I did actually have a little bit of a look at it and maybe painted a few of the figures because I was excited about it. But Joe's away on vacation this week, so we kind of wanted to do something a little different. This is the direction that we're planning on going in the channel now. We're going to run a campaign and film the campaign as we're doing it and kind of release it episode by episode on the channel. Now, how we're going to do that and how we're going to film it will definitely change with user input. So after we've released kind of each episode, we will change it, and also how we're going to do the first episode, we'd really like you guys to help us decide. But we're going to get to that later, right? So
right, because we're going to do some unboxing, obviously, but we're not going to start the campaign yet because our third buddy has to be here when we start. And as Greg said, yes, this is the direction we are going to go with the channel, but at the same time, we do really still want to play these free-to-play phone games or computer games that are free to download, free to play, because we also really enjoy that. So if you also have suggestions about what's kind of a cool game that you think is free to play that's up and coming, please also comment there.
Yeah. I mean, we're anxiously awaiting Pokemon Go, and we are
Unfortunately,
waiting.
it's not available in our region yet. We were literally just saying, if Pokemon Go came out right now, we would stop recording and just go play right now.
Yeah, and see how that went. But, okay, I guess we'll just do this. Okay, so let's break into this. I think Imperial Salt is so cool, and one of the things about living in Hong Kong is these, like, you don't really have a ton of game shops that are everywhere that have stuff like this. So especially getting stuff like, you know, the Fantasy Flight stuff is a little bit harder. But I found this one random shop that's in basically an alleyway.
Yeah.
Has no aircon, but just has random stuff like this, and it's really cool. So this is the first little thing. I really like this stuff that Fantasy Flight always puts, where they have like these kind of things, and they have all the, like, they're like, oh, you just bought this, but guess what? There's so much more, you know. And there's so many expansion packs for the Imperial Assault stuff, which we think is really cool, because if this works out and people really like the Imperial Assault campaigns that we're doing, then we'll probably do special episodes getting our different friends on and stuff, because we have played D&D with some people before that we've really enjoyed, and we'll just buy like a figure pack and then do the mission for that as kind of one-offs and things.
Yeah, and as you were saying before, like, these Fantasy Flight games, I've never seen such good design and layout. Like, they nailed it there. And this is quite cool. Sorry, I just saw this right at the front here. It looks a bit like a Lego tutorial. You get to put stuff together. Like, that's, you know, you get to feed on your own, like, inner child about how you want to.
I think this is so important too, where they just have like a really, like, this booklet's quite thin, and it's just learn to play right then and there, and you just open the first page, you get the components, and then you get a tutorial set up right away. So you can kind of like jump into the map and they show you what to do and everything like that. So we might even film doing something like that later on, see how that goes. So, but this is the actual campaign guide. Now, our idea for the campaign, I've had a look at it, and I think it's really cool, is that it goes through each mission.
Do you think he'll be DM?
Oh yeah. And and it goes through each mission, and it gives you ideas for each mission, and you can basically follow that completely. But I think we're gonna go a little bit off course, kind of
rewrite a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Add our own flair.
Yeah, try and tie in some stuff.
Because in our videos we had some juice, so maybe.
Yeah,
some juice related.
Our character's gonna have some juice. Danny's character in D&D. What was your character's name in D&D?
Landor. Landor is Skywind.
Yeah,
something like that.
Which was just basically a paladin that used to be rich and kind of fell from nobility, and
his parents died, and he just full on became an alcoholic.
Yeah.
But it was a fun character to me.
You're gonna check that. So
we got the rules reference guide. Pretty basic. You just go through all your abilities and what attacks do, and you get to look into your villains and heroes, and pretty standard, straightforward.
And then you have a skirmish guide, which I think is really cool, because this game, not only can you play it as a campaign, you can also do skirmishes, and you can do skirmishes right out of the box from like the characters that they give it with, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
It's just a different way to play the game. I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube of people doing skirmishes. They even have like how they have the X-wing miniatures. They also have the skirmish Imperial assault things, which I think are really cool.
That's dope.
You got some stickers. I don't know what those are for. And then now we're getting into the core pieces. So these are a few loose pieces that I accidentally popped out when I looked at this previously. But that doesn't matter. And you can see you got pieces like this. They're pretty thin, but it's really, really strong cardboard. And all the different rooms and things like that can pop out. And you've got different character tokens and things like that. And you get a total of, what's that? That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 or 8 of these. It goes all together like that. And that's just everything you need for the entire game.
And these are like interchangeable, so say if you wanted to make a campaign that already exists in the game, then you'd use one of these to make a map, right?
Yeah.
But if you wanted to make your own campaign, then I think it'd be even more fun to like put together some random map that doesn't exist already. That'd be pretty cool.
And actually, I even saw people online releasing, like, they had written their own campaigns using the stuff that had come in the box, which I think is so cool. For me, with creative stuff, whether it comes to, like, music, nerd stuff, everything, if you have a general idea of what you can do, and then you can kind of push out of the box, like, you can always come up with better ideas.
Yeah, totally. Agreed. Alright, we're going to look at these cards a little bit later, because I think that's going to be the more theory, interesting thing to look at. So right now, let's look at these figures.
Oh man, these are going to be hard to do with the camera. Get closer up here.
Alright, so we get a little, weird
That's
monster,
that dude.
dude.
That guy's awesome. Let's just do the big ones.
Yep.
Like that. That guy's really cool. Isn't that the dude that Qui-Gon Jinn fought when... So this
That's
is
the
one
same
too.
thing here. Oh, we got Bosk.
Oh, that's awesome. Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So Bosk comes in the kit. Ooh, the quality is kind of bad. I wonder if you can actually see that. What else we got? They got these droids, which I think are pretty awesome.
Maybe he's not Bosk, but just like his
His race.
his race, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Royal Guard, and if you've seen any of our other videos, he was one of our favorite characters in the last game we played.
Yeah. So if we're going off of anything, really, this is the best character in the game. And I guess I'll just leave him there as a token RG god.
We got some
okay.
Endor Scouter.
No. So this chick, along with these guys, the beige dudes.
Yeah.
They are all these guys here. They're like kind of the main characters that you're gonna have. So you have really detailed models, actually.
Yeah, but he's from he's dressed in the Endor soldiers swag.
Yeah. So you have like really detailed models for your main characters.
And it's cool. Yeah, this guy's quite unique. He's just a bald guy with a beard, and
Let's see.
he's
Got like a little laser gun and stuff
and
like that. That's really cool.
binoculars. Yeah.
Binoculars. What should I take into battle? Oh, I need those
Binoculars.
Yeah. Oh, wish I brought something else.
All right, who's this guy? Oh, we got a Wookiee.
Oh yeah.
He looks quite cool.
That's pretty badass. I'm gonna take a long shot and assume that that's not Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Actually, it's definitely not, right? Because he doesn't have the... Yeah, it's probably
No, there's somebody maybe from the cartoons, but nobody's I've seen. He's like a donkey
It's
looking.
like a goat donkey, man. This guy got the short end of the stick when in the looks department, really.
And more of these Bosk dudes. And then, yeah, basically you just got your typical Stormtrooper dudes.
Yeah. I feel like with Stormtrooper minis, it's just so hard to mess
You
it
can't
up.
go wrong here. Oh, and you got this sexy little chick. She's obviously a hero or something.
What's she doing? Oh, she's stealthy. Stealthy AF.
Alright, cool. Yeah. So, sorry if you couldn't see those, maybe don't know, look up the game and you'll see. Oh, you got.
Maybe we'll do a better one day.
You got Luke and Darth as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there you go.
Oh, sweet. Alright, let's try and do this right. You can see those guys there. Luke without a lightsaber. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a ton of figures. I think there's even more here. Let me see.
Cereal? Oh. Oh, there's something there.
Oh, yeah. So this is the AT-AT.
Oh, this is the thing you put together like Lego.
It's huge. So you can see it's like twice the size of the other figures. And it comes with I think this box is such a good deal. I feel like...
Alright, come back in the video here.
Oh, yeah. I'm on the side. There we go.
Alright, and then you got some little background door things. I don't know what those are for, but we will obviously find that out when we start playing this as a campaign. Alright, should we go through the cards?
Yeah.
Greg, what do you got?
Okay, so the first guy I have is Mac Eshkare. I'm sure I nailed that. As you guys know, I'm very good at Star Wars names.
But I don't even know if that's a thing we've actually heard before. This could just very well be...
I hadn't heard any of the names before, okay? Are you trying to say that I had heard Asaka before?
No, all I'm trying to say is this might very well be only in this game.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean? It could
That's
not be even in the Star Wars lore.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
Anyways.
So this guy's a bold renegade, which, I mean, if you're going to be a renegade, you might as well be bold. His first ability, Ambush, one... I think that's referred to as a shock die. I'm not quite sure. We just had a quick look through the thing. Use when you declare an attack targeting a figure that does not have a line of sight to you. This attack gains Pierce 2. Okay, so this guy's kind of like a marksman-esque. Like he wants to be in the back where people can't see him or on the sides. And then he also has one which is Covert. Hostile figures 4 or more spaces away from you do not have line of sight to you. Whoa. You do not block line of sight for those figures. Oh, that's awesome. So, as we said before, we have played D&D, and so, abilities like this, transfer back and forth between D&D and whatever board games and other things. And that sounds like a really great ability. So really this guy, if he wants to, if he can stay in the shadows the entire time.
And it looks like, just by kind of looking at everybody else's stats, his stats seem just average.
Yeah, he's got like 10 health, 5 endurance, 4 speed.
I wonder what the white and black defense things mean.
From what I know, that's the type of die that you roll.
To get that defense?
Yeah,
okay.
so if it's like a white die like that, maybe since he's a covert sniper guy, that means he won't actually have very good defense die to roll.
We probably should have looked at these symbols ahead of time before.
No, that would be prepared.
Yeah. Alright. I've got Gideon Argus. Oh, I had an easier name than you had. Yeah. It's because he's a valiant commander. He looks like a humanoid class. That's right, a humanoid class. So he's got command. It costs 2. Choose another friendly figure within 3 spaces. That figure may interrupt or either perform one move or attack. Okay. So he's like a support character, right?
Oh, yeah.
Disabling shot. While attacking with a... looks like Han Solo's gun weapon. You gain a gun weapon, I guess. You gain stun. Ah, these Star Wars games love stun.
Yeah, they love that. It works so well in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Just stunning stuff.
Stun, dude. I haven't seen dodge yet, which is nice. Don't do the back because the back is like that's when they upgrade. They get more badass.
Oh yeah,
like
loving the back.
Black and stuff.
But I wonder. Okay, so he's got power, obviously, or strength, I guess.
Yeah.
What is this? The eye.
He's really good at sight, obviously.
How well he can see. Some of them are almost blind. And then how good they are at repairing things, I guess. Repair.
Repair is a huge part of the game.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure. They can all repair. Alright, so I have Diala Passil, another great name. So she looks like a Jedi chick. She's a haunted exile. Jeez,
She's a Night
sounds
Sister
rough.
Jedi, or is she Night Sister? Is that Night Sister with the thingies?
Well, Ahsoka has that.
Oh,
right?
but she's not Night Sister. She's
She's
one of
not.
the friends of the Night
Yeah,
Sister.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So,
Okay. Whatever.
So she has precise strike. Used when you declare an attack with a, I'm pretty sure that's a lightsaber weapon. Choose and remove one die from the target's defense pool. Limit once per activation. Oh, okay, so she can basically, like, if they have good rolls, she can stop those good rolls. She can take
nice.
out, like, they hit a 6 or something like that. That's
Nah.
Yeah, not for you. Foresight. Use while defending to re-roll one defense die. Oh, cool. So she's all about dice manipulation. I love characters like that because I get so frustrated with dice and I just want to have an extra go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's everybody with
Yeah.
dice games. They're just
Actually,
like,
well, I'll give you a little hint. Joe particularly doesn't like dice games. And I learned this one night playing Risk at his house. And it was the first time I ever played Risk, and Joe does not like Risk. And afterwards, I fully agreed with him. But about halfway through the game, I was like, man, really, Joe doesn't like dice. But then by the end, man, Risk is a joke. I hate that game.
Yeah, let's not get into that. Alright, so I've
I
got
fully agree with Joe about Risk.
I've got here a Wookiee by the name of Garkhan. So it's like the Wrath of Khan from Star Trek, but it's Gar in front.
That's a big stretch, I'd say, really. I mean,
That's Khan from...
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true, but it's like...
I'm saying name-wise.
yeah.
If you don't know how to pronounce it, I'm teaching you
Oh,
how to pronounce it.
I'm sure people that are watching this video don't know how to pronounce it.
He's a fierce warrior. He's a Wookiee, and by the looks, you can see on this card, he's got a scratch across his face. But that's really odd to me, because if you
It's
think
tough
about
with
it,
fur.
yeah, with the fur.
Yeah.
Like if I had a scratch here, would you be able to see it real well?
Look, let me see this.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Just maybe poorly made
Yeah.
at the Wookiee factory.
All right.
Birth defects.
So he's got charge, cost 2. Move a number of spaces up to your speed. Then you may perform an attack with a, I guess, lightsaber weapon. That can't
Maybe
be
that's like a melee weapon.
Yeah.
Probably a
That
melee.
makes more sense.
Yeah.
Rage. After an attacking target targeting you is resolved, if you suffer 3
We've got
or
some
more,
juice, yes.
3 or more, chow, you become focused. Okay, so it's just like Rage in any other game.
Right.
Kind of
He's like
thing
a
where
barbarian.
it's very much, within his class range. And he's got the health to prove it, his speed to prove it too, because it's lower than the rest.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an oath, basically.
That's cool. Yeah, you probably need one of those on your team.
I think I just like I know it's time tested and it's every single game does it, but I like having those guys because then, when you're getting a group of friends together and you're saying like, oh, we're going to play this game and stuff, then the guy that always wants to be a barbarian can be a barbarian,
And he does a good job because that's exactly what he wants.
Yeah.
I never want to do that because I think it's more interesting to do other things.
Yeah.
But there are people who are just like, yes,
What's the guy that you want to be in these games?
In these, like in any kind of game like
Yeah.
this, I'm always thinking like somebody with magic and battle skills. The two. That's why Paladin is really perfect for me.
Right.
Or like, I also really like the idea of like a priest or something.
Yeah, like
Just
a
a
battle
support
priest.
character that does things for other people. I don't know, that kind of idea. What about you?
I like to be I like to be a full support character.
Yeah.
I like in D&D. I really regretted not going cleric because I feel like with cleric you can play it any way you want, and you can just like help people or you can be in a battle and do things. But I would just want to help people re-roll dice
Right. Yeah.
over and over again. All right, let's go to mine. So this is Fen Cygnus. Finally, a name with vowels. I'm pretty sure the other ones have
I'm
vowels.
pretty sure.
Don't rewind. Don't rewind.
Just all
Oh
consonants.
god. Hardened veteran. Okay. This is the badass of the group. Havoc shot. Use while attacking with
He's the
a
Matt Damon of the group.
the Matt Damon of the group. Dude, this is the Born identity. Use while attacking a, I don't know, I guess like a laser weapon. This attack gains Blast 1. Okay, so like DPS kind of talent. And then Lone Wolf at the end of your activation, if there are no friendly figures adjacent to you, recover 1. Oh, so that maybe that means like health or something, or
One move?
one move or something like that. Okay, so he's a bit of a. I like characters like that too, actually, where you have to be really careful with the positioning, because I feel like if you're gonna play like a grid-based game, like how D&D was it 5th edition went away from grids. Actually, really, I like grids.
I agree. I remember we played like when we were very young.
Yeah.
And it was very much a grid-based game.
Yeah.
But then when we're playing now, it's totally
Yeah.
away from that. Yeah.
It's too freeform.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Put that in the box.
But yeah, no, it is cool that they're playing to the game's map and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back and look
I
through
got one more.
their
I got one more,
extended guys. Okay.
Oh,
Do it.
Okay, cool. So Jin Odan, she's a sly smuggler. I don't know why they had. It's just alliteration, I think, why they put sly in front of smuggler. Because aren't smugglers usually sly?
Slide. Yeah.
They probably should be, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. An ethical doctor.
Smart scientist. Quick draw. It costs 2. Use at the start of a hostile figure's activation. Sorry. Interrupt to perform an attack with a pistol targeting that figure. Limit once per round. Twice if you have 2 activation tokens. Okay, so use at the start of a hostile figure to interrupt to perform an attack with a pistol targeting that figure. Not quite understanding that. Yeah, maybe I have to play the game.
I give that a 1 out of 10
for reading.
Yeah.
I think I read that alright. I just didn't understand it alright.
Didn't nail it.
Alright, opportunist. After you resolve an attack, if the target suffered 1 or more, move 1 space.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So she can move around after she's attacked.
Yeah.
She's basically like
She's very sly.
Yeah, she's sly.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
She's got the highest speed, I think, out of everybody as well.
Does she? Ah, okay, that makes sense. So she probably gets to go more. Or, no. I'm thinking about it through Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes context. I guess she gets to move further, right? Okay, so if you flip the cards over, then I remember what these are actually, because I looked it up one time. It's, they're bloodied. This is what happens when they're, like, quite low. I'm pretty sure. Okay. So when they have low health, this is like their go-to abilities kind of thing. So I think that's kind of cool to look at.
Like their default, they have to do it.
No, this is like all they have left kind of thing. Or
Right,
something
yeah,
like
so
that.
they're like default at that point. Right?
Yeah. Oh, so, no, it's all the same abilities, so we'll just edit that out.
Well, no, you're right, because it's the same abilities, but it's missing
the other one.
Yeah.
Right. So they're
the extra ability. It's missing the extra. Yeah.
They're panicking. So with Mac,
and if you notice, their stats are a little bit lower.
Ah, okay, yeah.
So
Okay,
you're right.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it gives it more of like what I think is going to be fun about this game too is that with D&D, I always felt like there was just no way to die. Really, especially if your DM was a cool guy and he didn't want to mess up a group and stuff like that. There just wasn't really there was never really any panic, and that's fine and everything. But in this game, I think you can die and then you can come back in the next mission.
Do you know how long campaigns last for?
Well, I know a mission would last for about like an hour. I think a lot of this stuff too will be like once we get deeper into the game. So you can see they've got like Emperor cards too for each of the guys. So there's Imperial officer models and Stormtrooper models and things like that, which are really cool. One thing that I read about actually that I see now from this game was that you get items as you progress. So this is the Go guy, and then you've got his item, which is Long Blaster. And I love that idea where it's kind of like a mixture of D&D and like a dungeon crawl too, where you get stuff as you go along. That's kind of cool. So one of the YouTube channels that we watch a lot, and like all the guys from Ritual Gamings really like it, is Team Covenant's.
We always be very into Netrunner, and by far they have the best Netrunner content / quality of making videos. Obviously, right now, you can tell that we're not quite up to that standard yet, but we want to kind of get there eventually.
Yeah, we definitely want to get there, and two, I like the Fantasy Flight stuff too because they update things. It's fun. It's just like with Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, where there's a good amount of updates, so there's talking points, and there's content to be made there. I think.
Yeah, they're really looking after the user base. They're not just like, here's the game, buy it once, and we made money, goodbye. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So what was the last part we were gonna do there? Okay. All right. Yeah. So before we go, so we've kind of unboxed. We've done the general intro of the game. Before we go, we want to ask you guys, when we're filming this, what do you think we should be putting our cameras on? We're planning on basically having it where we're going to have multiple cameras filming as we do an episode, and then editing it so you'll have a screen divided up where maybe you'll have one part of the bottom screen will be dice rolls, one part will be our faces of the group, or one part will be the map. What do you guys want to see? What's most important to you when you're watching something like this? Or if you've never watched something like this, which, I've watched a few videos of things like this, but not many. If you've never watched something like this, then what do you think is, what would you actually want to see? And also sound-wise.
Yeah.
Because I plan on having a lot of sound effects as a DM, but I'm wondering how we should do that and if that would actually be vital to the episodes. Do you guys want to hear the sound effects that I'm using, or is it more important to just hear dialogue? What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, so this is our first step in a different direction in the channel. We hope you guys are excited about it as we are. We're really excited to play this game. Joe's gone for 2 weeks, so that's a bit of a
And then
bummer.
as soon as he gets back, a few days later, you leave. So
Yeah.
we have a very short window of time where we can actually probably do something together.
Yeah, so we're definitely looking into going into other games. If you have any other ideas for phone games, please let us know. We already looked into Marvel Future Fight. All the Ritual Gaming guys kind of had a little bit of a go at that, but didn't really...
It's the same kind of idea as a lot of games we've been playing, which isn't a bad thing because those are great games, but at the same time, although we love games, we don't want to just spend that time grinding. It's such a hard grind to get to a certain level where we can actually bring you content that matters, because otherwise it's just going to be 5 months of us grinding and then being like, okay, now we're at the stage everyone else is, right? So
Yeah. I think we've gotten to a point now, too. We just hit 400 subscribers a couple days ago, which is amazing. And as we go into different directions with different games, we really want people in our community that we have so far to, just give us an idea. Don't feel afraid to just leave in the comments, oh, I really want to see you guys play this game or something like that. Then we'll try it out for sure. It's not like we're going to go super deep into it if we're not into the game, but we'll definitely have a go with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright guys, well thanks a lot for watching the unboxing, and we will catch you later. This is Greg and Danny from Ritual Gaming.